Defensively, we played well enough to win, and we did. We started off pretty good and went down there, and unfortunately, we had a penalty. Kind of an unusual one. Our quarterback went off sides, and then went down there. And then we fumbled, and then we threw an intercept when we had good field position, and then we ended up fumbling again in the first series of the second half. So we played bad. I mean, there's nothing else you could say. Central is always, it doesn't really make a difference really on your records. It's always a big game. It means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot for our football team right now. So, our kids, I think, are in pretty good spirits considering, there was a lot of disappointment. But at the same time, we got a lot to play for. We got 3 games left, and of course, the most important one, really on your schedule, if you had to just circle one, is Central Michigan. So, looking forward to the challenge. We know they're a good football team. The quarterback is really a great player in this league. Does a ton for them. Gets the ball in the right spots. They're scoring at a pretty good clip. And defensively, I still think they got people over there. We got Keith as one of the top linebackers in the conference, and so it'll be a tough challenge for us, but really looking forward to it. I think Waldo Stadium, first time national TV, and I'm sure the community and the students will support it, and we'll have a good time.
As a long-time offensive coach, how frustrating the inconsistencies have been on that side of the ball?
Really hard, and because the game plan has not been extensive the last 2 weeks. To try to narrow it down to help, and that has not seemed to straighten some things out either. So, but it's a real frustrating deal because you take it as a personal challenge, and the offense and defense goes hand in hand so much, and you just feel like you're letting down the defense, and we did.
You talk about the turnover differential. I was looking at from last year to this year. It's plus as well last year, -9 this year. How big a factor in things that have gone on is that?
Yeah, to me, the last 2 years, the previous 2 years, we were really good in the red zone, and we're really good in turnover margin, and we're the direct opposite this year here in the games we've lost, and that's we have 4 factors that we always count in on how you win. Number 1, you got to have explosive plays. Number 2, on your run set, your first and second down, you got to be pretty good. And then the last 2 are turnover margin and red zone offense. And if you want to point to 2 things that have really been our downfall, they're the 2 things. We're turning the ball over way too much, and the problem is we're turning the ball in the scoring zone, and at times we're turning the ball over on our other side of the 25 and giving the defense in some tough positions. So. They're 2 big reasons why we haven't been successful.
Talk about some of those things. Is it attitude, execution, talent? There's a combination of everything going in there.
Experience is one. Knowing when you take chances, when you don't take chances. 2 fundamentals. Just not executing. And I don't, scheme-wise, it seemed like we're okay. I mean, when you go back, because that's the first thing you always do as a coach. Did I give the kids, did we give them the correct deal? And really almost any play you run can be successful if you block it right and, do whatever you need to do. But, just the fumbles and the intercepts, even this game here, every one of them was a fundamental kind of mistake with experience. So sometimes you got to live with some of these things here, but it's not pretty because it's hard to win when you do that stuff.
It's a simple explanation, but is that kind of stuff contagious? I mean, you know what I mean? I know that's kind of silly, but in one sense, it seems like stuff has to snowball sometimes.
Yeah, I remember my first year here when I was a coordinator. We had been fumbling a lot, and we all said what we were going to do about it. And the more we emphasized it, it seemed to almost get worse because it got into your mind negatively. So, like, we never say don't fumble. We always say, ball security. Give it a positive spin. But when you're fumbling the ball and you're throwing intercepts as much as we have, it's a negative effect. And then all of a sudden, then you're you're not free flowing as well as you should. And that comes with experience, because there's guys, Brett Favre can go out there and he could throw 5 picks and it doesn't bother him one bit. He's going to go out there and he thinks the next one's going to be a touchdown. But for young guys, that doesn't always work that way.
Last year when things were going good, you talked about how it was catching recruits' eyes, and seeing guys beat Virginia and things like that. Conversely, this year, do you see more of an uphill battle to get the recruits' attention?
Actually, no. Which is kind of interesting. Where I feel real good about recruiting right now. I think some guys, it's all about that playing time. In my mind, there's guys out there that they want to go play. So if you present a scenario that they got a chance to play in a good program, I think the parents out there, they like what they hear from us, because they want to make sure their kid's getting taken care of, and they're going to be challenged. And I've had some parents say, well, now he's up, now he's in your hands. Well, yeah, probably that's going to happen, because they want to just, move away. All right, you take him over there for, the next 4 or 5 years. But they just want to make sure their kid's getting the right program. And so that's helped. But I also think that the kids sit there and go, well, I can go play there. And we're going to be playing Nebraska, and we're going to be playing some pretty top-notch teams. Guys want to do that. And I think playing time early is huge for kids out there. They don't want to sit around for 2-3 years waiting their turn. It's not like the old days where you hardly ever played a freshman and a sophomore that would play. Boy, that was always something. But you don't see that anymore. Kids want to go out there and compete right away.